Hello, so we're going to do some test printing with the RNjet H1 Inkjet coder. It is a cartridge-based TIJ printer, and we're going to show you how this works. And we're going to start with a setup in the morning, as if you were just going to start up and start printing in the morning or at the beginning of the shift. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how the controller works and how we would turn the unit on. Before we do that, I'm going to show you about the cartridges. So this is how the cartridge comes, and this ink happens to be a black solvent-based ink, but we can get it in water-based as well. So you might want to give it a little shake in the morning. Shakes the ink up. And this cap is important to have on there because within the cartridge is the print heads. So you can see there are two tiny lines, and that's your print heads that are within the cartridge itself. So the first thing you're going to want to do is put the ink cartridge in. So your cartridge is now installed. This is your sensor here that's mounted on this side of the, and you're going to see in a moment that our conveyor is headed this way. So that's how the first thing you set the ink cartridge in place. Then there's a control. The controller is here, and we have an on-off switch here. I'm going to turn the power on. It has a stylus that comes with it to help you. It's a touchscreen control. What we have up here is the message that we've created. It's basically a half-inch height on the print head. So our letters here should be, I think this text is about 1/8 or 3 millimeter in height. So if we just wanted to go ahead and print, we would go into print mode here. Once it turns red, means we are in print mode. I'm going to turn the conveyor on, and I'm going to drop this box into place. You can see that's the speed of the printer line, and we usually want to start with the line speed first. And I'm going to get you to come around and watch as I drop this one through. So we can see here our print. Now what we can adjust on the controller is, again, not touching the line speed, but if I go over here, I have a speed control and a delay number. So the delay tells us where it's actually going to print from. So if I increase the delay, if I go up on my delay, and if I wanted this text to be more contracted, I would increase the speed. So if I increase the speed a bit and I change the delay and I hit set now, if I try the box again, now I'll show you. Our original one is on the top, and we didn't change the contract, but you can see it's contracted a little bit more here. You can see that it's contracted slightly more, and the delay now has moved it over. So that's how easy it is to set this up. There are more controllers in there that you probably will not need at this point, but if we're going to simulate a regular operations, you would just keep printing. With a water-based ink, you're not too concerned about the print head drying out. So now, to turn the print mode off, let's simulate we're going to be now some downtime, and it's going to be like break lunchtime, or the crew is going to go for lunch. So you would you turn your print mode off, you power the unit off. In this case, I'll turn off my line, and with the power off, with a solvent-based ink, we're going to replace the cap. With the water-based ink, is not as important, but it is a good habit to do. And so for whenever you're going for break, or you're going to be kind of an extended period away, definitely overnight, those kind of things, you're going to want to put the cap back on the cartridge. You'll find the water-based, with time, it might actually dry the ink out a little bit if you don't put the cap on it. So it's a good habit to always put the cap on. But for maintenance, that's it. We recommend mounting, when you're done for the day, to set your ink cartridge that way that it keeps the ink flow nicely at the printhead area, so that there's less chance of it drying up. If there are ever any problems with the ink drying up, some of the jets drying up, or misprinting and not looking properly, one of the things you can try is, again, you remove the cap, and we can do a little dab on a rag. We can shake it up a bit again, And you can see the ink kind of gets it flowing a little bit more. So that's why we like to keep it kind of angled this way when we rest it. And that's one little thing that could possibly go wrong, and normally it's just a matter of getting the ink flowing again. So now we're going to simulate break time is over, the guys are back for lunch, we're going to restart the print up again. So we have our cartridge, we can take our cap off. I'm going to insert it, and we're going to turn the printer back on. The cartridge gets installed. Like that. Now I'm going to turn the power on. I'm going to do some more printing of actually, I'll show you how it actually prints when we get going, but I want to change one setting on there. The text that we had originally was here. This was the one that I edited, but I still think my text should be more contracted together. I want the look to be tighter. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. Okay, so if I wanted to contract the text more, I'm going to increase the speed here again. These are increments of millimeters per second. So if you had it to simulate, you had a smaller area to print in kind of idea, this is how you would adjust that. And then I have to hit set to save those. I'm going to go into print mode, and then we're going to do some more test printing. So I'm going to turn on my conveyor. We're in print mode. And I'm going to tighten it up even more. Your controller can be tilted in any angle very easily. And again, if I wanted to, I'm going to increase my speed more. So these increments are quite minute. You can see how precise you can get. Set. Try one other one. We're still in print mode. So that's where we originally began, and you can see where we've come to, and I'm liking that. You can also see how the delay has changed again because our speed has changed. You get the idea of how easy it is to adjust this settings the way you like it. So in this case, I'm going to do some more printing right now.